We finally have a deal. All of the details in this video and how this deal is going to unlock negotiations on a fourth stimulus check, and some additional information on the eviction moratorium that is set to expire here in just a matter of days. All of that in this video, so let's get into it right away. But before we do, if you haven't done so, you certainly want to make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as things are going to start to get very, very interesting going forward. As I just said, this deal is going to unlock negotiations on a fourth stimulus check, possibly even monthly recurring payments, and possibly even those raises that we've been waiting for Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, and so many other stimulus provisions. So thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it, and things are going to get very, very busy and very, very interesting going forward from here. So just remember, I am back every single day to keep you updated, to be your daily advocate, to be your daily voice, and to do anything we possibly can to continue to get through to Congress while the door is still open, to remind them that additional stimulus checks are needed and permanent raises for all the beneficiaries I just mentioned, Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, are very much needed during this time, because low-income and fixed-income individuals are being pinched the most right now with all of this inflation and rising prices. So thank you so much, everybody. With that being said, let's get right into it, and make sure you are subscribed right down below. All right, so yes, it is true. They have finally come together on a deal. Now, here's the thing that's interesting about this. They wanted to have a deal done by Memorial Day. That was 2 months ago. Yeah, so anyway, they missed their deadline by only 2 months. But anyway, they have finally come together on this. A number of people have been out today announcing that yes, they have finally closed the gaps. They have finally come together on the final numbers, and they are ready to hold a procedural vote later this evening. Now remember, last week, Chuck Schumer brought to the floor to the Senate this whole bill and a procedural vote. Well, the deal was they didn't have the text for it yet, so they said, we're not voting. Well, ultimately, it did not pass. Remember that. However, they are both sides are very confident right now that they can bring it to the floor tonight, this evening, in the Senate, and they're saying it'll likely get the 60 votes it needs to pass. So this is actually pretty good. Even though the final text of the bill is not actually completed, surprise, surprise, it's not done yet. But anyway, they're saying that it should be done by probably Monday. However, it sounds like they have actually hammered out all of the final details of this thing, and both sides are actually saying, yep, we're confident we should be able to hold a vote on this thing and get the necessary 60 votes that they need in the Senate to get this thing done. Great. This is awesome, right? Finally, we can get this thing behind us, done and over with, and we can move on to the next package. Now, to be totally clear, this is the first of the two packages. This is the one that's about a $1.2 trillion package over 8 years, focused on infrastructure. Remember, we've talked about this one many, many times now. However, this is so incredibly important to get this one done because one of the moderate Democrats, well, there's actually a couple of reasons why, but I'll give you one of the reasons right here. One of the moderate Democrats, Joe Manchin, we've talked about him before, he was actually out in a statement yesterday and said, if we can't get the first one done, if we can't get a deal on the first package, there won't be a second package. So the deal is, this is incredibly important that they're coming together on this bipartisan basis. And you know what? I've actually talked about this before too. This first portion, the bipartisan package, is going to satisfy the needs of people like Joe Manchin. Yes, he needs this to get done in order to support a second one. Well, they're finally coming together on this thing. So this is so nice that they can finally do it. And here's the thing. As soon as they get this one done, the floodgates can open up and they can start talking about all of the details of this massive $3.5 trillion stimulus package that's going to be following it up shortly thereafter. So that is why it is so good, because here's the thing. They haven't even talked about the other package yet. They haven't even talked about the provisions or anything that's going to be included in it quite yet, other than just basically some talking points in interviews. But for the most part, they have not started negotiating it yet because they wanted to get through this first portion of the package first, and then they would open up the doors on stimulus package number 2, the massive, colossal, behemoth big package that we're talking about, that $3.5 trillion one, which we expect them to add that fourth stimulus check into it, and possibly so many other goodies like possible raises, possible monthly stimulus checks, so many other things. That's where the Medicare reform and expansion is going to be. That's where that'll be as well, right? So many good things are coming out of this. So finally, man, we've been waiting on this for so long. One other note, they are actually leaving on vacation next Friday. Yes, that is it. Next Friday, they leave on their summer recess, which is about 5 weeks. It extends all the way into mid-September. So yeah, it's a very long time that they're going to be leaving. However, Chuck Schumer has actually announced and told senators possibly be prepared to stay into the summer recess so that we can finish our work. So we'll see what actually happens next Friday or after that, if they actually hit the road or if they stick around to get more things done. But yeah, once again, they kind of milk this thing out all the way down to the wire, and, whatever. I guess at least they're getting something done, right? That's kind of the moral of the story here, is that they're finally actually getting something done. They're finally coming together. So this is actually really great news. Now, here's one more thing. Chuck Schumer has also said that he wants to have the deal done on this first portion of the package, which they're pretty much getting done like right now, this evening, and early next week they'll have the final text and things like that. And then he also wants to pass the budget resolution, which will ultimately open up negotiations and unlock the privileges for the budget reconciliation. So he wants to have that done before they leave on their summer recess. The real question is, can he get it done in the next week and a half or so? We'll have to see, right? So they may actually stay into their vacation a little bit in order to get that budget resolution actually done. We'll see on that. But that is the next step after this. All right, so yes, some progress on this whole thing, and this is going to get really, really exciting here going forward, because then we get to see what they want to actually add into this next massive package, like stimulus, so many other things, cash payments, possible adult tax credits. I mean, there's so many different things it could possibly be. There's so much money floating around out there right now. I'm getting super excited about it, because I just want to see like what is out there for all of you, right? As your advocate, it is my duty to do all the homework on this and figure out what money is available for you to get into your pockets, right? So I'm excited about this. Finally, we are getting there. All right, let's quickly talk about this eviction moratorium that is going to be expiring here in just a couple days. All right, so just the other day, I was out in a video and said it's estimated that 6 million people are scheduled for, well, I shouldn't say scheduled. That's like a really harsh word. I'm sorry. Like potentially up for eviction. Again, sorry, I shouldn't say up. I don't really know what to say. It's like a really sad situation. 6 million people could be facing eviction. However, I just found some more information. They are now estimating at 15 million people. That's huge. That's so many people. I mean, 15 million people could be potentially facing eviction in a couple days here if the eviction moratorium is actually expiring. Wow. But then we still have that $43 or so billion that's still on the table right now that they haven't distributed for rental assistance. In fact, they are estimating that the average renter right now is behind on rent by $3,000. That's a lot of money to be behind. And here's the thing. A lot of people, they have their income, whatever it happens to be, whether it's from a job, whether it's from Social Security, whether it's from SSI or SSDI or VA benefits, whatever their income is. It comes in, they pay their rent, they pay the utilities, they pay their food, they pay anything else, and at the end of the month, there's probably nothing left, right? I mean, that's the story behind most people. That is how most people live. Now, here's the thing. With no additional assistance, think how long it would take for somebody who has maybe like a couple dollars left at the end of the month, virtually nothing, to pay back $3,000. That's like, years. Potentially, it could take someone potentially years and years to pay back $3,000 of past due rent. And that's the thing that's really unfortunate about this, is if this eviction moratorium actually goes into place and people are starting to face eviction, they're still due all of that rent. Like they're still on the hook to pay all that rent. Wow. I don't know. I just can't imagine that President Biden is actually going to allow this rental eviction or the eviction moratorium to actually lapse. It would just seem like, I don't know. It just seems like something would be really wrong with that picture if this whole thing is set to actually expire and the eviction moratorium is not actually extended. Maybe that actually happens. If that's the case, oh my gosh, I'm going to be really shocked if that actually happens. But I just feel like they should, at a minimum, they should extend it out one more month, and they should do anything they possibly can to take that $43 billion that they still have laying around that has not been distributed yet, and do anything they possibly can to get that into the pockets of the people. Open up the parameters on who can be eligible for it. Include those people who receive monthly benefits like what we talk about right here on the channel, like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA. Include all those people and do anything they possibly can to get the rent paid for all of these people who are potentially facing eviction. This could be a massive, massive crisis going forward if this does not get handled like really soon, like in a matter of literally just days. So, wow. I came across that information and I thought, you know what? This is scary. I mean, this is just straight up scary. I've seen a number of people down in the comment section saying, dude, I'm freaked out. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I can't pay my rent. I'm behind like 5 months, 3 months, whatever it happens to be, 12 months. I'm facing eviction. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. Hey, I can't even imagine. Seriously, that is a scary, scary situation. So I'm going to watch this very closely. Like I said, I can't imagine that the president is actually going to allow this to lapse. If that actually happens, I just feel like that's a serious issue. It just seems like to allow 15 million people to be evicted like that, I don't know. Something with that picture seems very, very wrong and something immoral about that, right? But anyway, either way, at the end of the day, hopefully there will be more relief coming here within this next stimulus package. At the end of the day, we have a deal on the first portion. That is good. Finally, we have a deal. That is really good. But please just remember, I am here to help you in any way that I can. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video. Share this one or go back and share any of my other videos right here on the channel with your friends, family, social media. I have almost 1,400 videos. And just remember, I am your daily advocate. I know it's a tough time out there right now. I know some people are doing really well, but you know what? There's also a lot of people who are really, really struggling right now, which is completely unfair. The great divide that we are witnessing right here in this country right now. I don't know. Just something about it seems so wrong in so many ways, right? So anyway, I'm here for you any way that I possibly can be. Thank you so much for your continued support. Subscribe down below, and I will continue to keep you updated with all the details. But either way, we're moving forward with these packages, and the next one should be a good one, and there's going to be a lot of money in there. We just need to figure out how much of that money we can actually get into your pockets, your bank accounts, and how much we can help you out with all that money that they are allocating within those bills. So, thanks again, everyone. I'll keep you posted. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll catch